Season 8 has been out for 2 weeks now, and we've all had some time to explore what's new in Riders Republic. Today, Mitch and I are going to share our thoughts on the latest updates. Welcome back to episode 94 of the Riders Report.
Before we get started today, we want to recognize our existing YouTube members. A special thank you goes out to executive producers Bonecrusher2D, Coach 34, and my mom, co-producers Captain Snowbeard and Kelavepa, and our fans and Fans Plus.
If you'd like to become a member for as low as 99 cents a month and help support our channel, you can hit join below to learn more about perks like early access to the Riders Report, emojis and badges, a members-only video per month, sneak peeks, and more.
Season 8 has arrived to Riders Republic, bringing the skateboard replay mode, a new career path, and more. If you haven't purchased the game yet, it is on sale on Ubisoft's website for PC. You can get the base game or the complete edition on sale. And Riders Republic also announced a replay mode contest. They have the details up on the website and in the Riders Republic Discord, but they are looking for a 30-second video that uses replay mode to show off the new feature in the game. Submissions will be due on November 9th, and then the developers will vote on the top 10 clips based on the best tricks and flow. The winners will be notified, and then those videos will be shown on the screen in-game. And this is something you can see right now. Every hour on the big screens, you'll see us, part of our replay mode video, and then some replay mode clips from the Mad Collective.
Brad, oh, I love this. Yeah, so we've had the game for 2 weeks now. We've had the update for 2 weeks now. We've had the game for almost a year. But skateboards are definitely here. They're definitely here to stay, and the community has their minds made up pretty much on whether or not they love it or they hate it. But in my spectrums and the different parts that I've seen across the internet, people have really liked this DLC. The one thing is that price point. So we're going to kind of dive into, what we've experienced so far, and then we'll try to answer to the best of our ability that age-old question, whether or not it is actually worth the cost of the DLC. So 2 weeks in, Mitch, how far have you gotten in the career progression, in the storyline? Where are you sitting? What are you liking? What are you not?
Well, this is similar to the BMX career where I think there's 15 events. So if you just play it straightforward, you could probably finish it in an hour, maybe 2 hours. I think I'm through event 12 because I have just spent a lot of time exploring the areas. Mm-hmm. So I have visited everywhere in the deck. I've gone over to Area 52 with the skateboard, to an area up in the Sequoia or Yosemite Valley with skateboard, and then just messed around a little bit with the replay mode.
Yeah, it has been a ton of fun. I think I am not even halfway through the story yet. I might be on, chapter 5 or 6, because same thing. I have been exploring. I have been looking for stickers. I have just been learning what is new in this part of the map. And admittedly, I have been getting a little frustrated learning the skateboard controls. So I have been reverting back to BMX and park riding instead, which all of these locations are wonderful with the BMX as well. Even though that's not the main focus of today, I have been hitting the bike a lot in these parks. It's been a ton of fun. And then, yeah, of course, replay mode as well, trying to get those angles and get a feel for it. It's a little different than it was in Steep, but that is to be expected. It's still giving all of the same elements, all the same vibes that we had from the original build that we saw in Steep.
Yeah, they do a great job with these updates, especially the skateboard, I would say, over BMX, of nailing that skate culture, which they went into a lot with the developer deep dives or the diaries before it launched, where the areas are obviously fantastic, the level design, but they have that feel, all of the music that plays in the events, the new radio stations, the slightly off-centered camera angle you can use, the extra, like using the left bumper or L1 on PlayStation controller to do more grabs and like more trick combinations than you could previously do in the game, really fits kind of the skateboard mentality. And it always feels really good to play. And even though it has those changes, it still fits Riders Republic from what we got when the game first launched.
Yeah, the sound design to boot, like all of those elements are just they're perfectly curated for this sport and for the culture that has been built around this sport. You know, we were talking about this earlier when you and I were competing in one of the X Games challenges that might be on screen while we're watching now. You might be seeing me take a couple of headers here. But you know, they captured the culture and just what it means to be a part of the skate community more so than some of the other games. You know, Skater XL looks really good, feels really good. They have the keyframes in the replay editor. But at the end of the day, it kind of feels like a video game that does skateboarding really, really well. Whereas Riders Republic came at it with, okay, yes, we can make the skateboard. It's going to be fun to ride, but we need to make everything else feel like you are actually there. When I'm in Riders Republic riding the skateboard, I feel like a pro skater. Regardless if I'm in a park or if I'm just farting around, you know, in the middle of nowhere, I feel like I'm a pro on that skateboard. And I think they nailed it. You know, this is the total skateboard experience, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think we were talking about that earlier too, where Skater XL Sessions, some of those games are much more, not simulator, but maybe simulator is a good word for it. Mm-hmm. Comparing it to racing games where you have simulators like iRacing, and then you have Forza Horizon, which is total arcade. You have The Crew, which is pretty much arcade. And then you have like GT7 and some other games that are in the middle line. Some people, hardcore sim people, will say this is not a sim. Arcade people will say this is not arcade, this is too hard. So it's in that middle ground, but it fits really well because it is fun to pick up. So if you liked Riders Republic, the base game, and the BMX, then you'll like what they did with Skateboard.
Yeah, and this is, again, we've said it before, we're going to say it again. This is such a nod to the creative community in this game. You know, they really had to stick it out through that first year of release, but this has delivered everything that I feel was promised at the start of Riders, and, you know, just this grand vision of what this game could be in the long run. It was stunted a bit by COVID and all of the pandemic difficulties that every studio was plagued with. Pun not intended, kind of bleak there. But yeah, you know, it took a year, but they took the time to make sure that this was right. And I think they nailed it right on the head. This to me feels like a complete version of Riders Republic, and anything on top of this is just going to be, you know, the cherry on top. It's going to be sprinkles on top of the already phenomenally constructed sundae that has come out of France. Yeah, I can't say enough wonderful things, and we're still finding our stickers around the map. Like, there's still so much more to see. We've had 14 days minimum at this point as of recording. We've had 2 weeks in the game, and there's still so much to see and do. So I guess we can kind of transfer over to the big question. Are you ready to try and answer that the best we can? Whether or not this game is worth the money for the DLC.
I think, what is it floating around, $30 to $40, I think, for the Skate DLC.
Full disclaimer, thank you very much to Ubisoft. We did receive this DLC for free. So the both of us were gifted the DLC upgrade, so we did not pay it. So, you know, take that for what it is. We didn't actually have to front that money. So we're going to try and answer it the best we can. But yeah, it's sitting around $40 right now.
I think for $40, it obviously depends how much you play the game, how much you got the original game for, where you got the original game, because now you have Ubisoft Plus. There's so many subscription services. So like you might have gotten the game for free or $10. It's on sale right now for the base game. In that sense, Skateboard is worth $40 or the season update because you get so much out of the game, even though the skateboard content itself maybe not $40. I think they're in a weird spot where they've had to try several different revenue methods with this game, and whether they do a year pass or per DLC or like charge for the sport, but you can use the areas free. It's very hard for them to navigate. So $40 is a bit high, but it goes on sale a lot. A lot of Ubisoft DLC and titles do. So they're almost in that spot where if you really want it, you can pay $40, or if you wait a month or two, you're going to have plenty of chances to pick this up at maybe 10, 15, or 20.
Yeah, absolutely. If not the DLC, definitely the base game. You know, we don't know of any deals that are coming out this holiday season, but the holidays are fast approaching. So we will definitely see some knockdowns, some markdowns at some point. Yeah, no, you nailed it on the head. I don't, if you bought the full game at full $60, I don't know if the $40 is worth it for just this. Now, again, this is all, by user, right? This is like custom fit to the player. If you're looking for a game that has a really good replay editor and you're looking for the creativity, that spans beyond the new park. That spans beyond the sport. You can now be the ski replay editor. You can do a snowboard editor. You can do wingsuit, whatever you want. So if that's what you were waiting for to make content and give yourself some external value to the game by way of YouTube videos, competitions, Tartiflet games, the Riders Republic one that's going on now, make sure to submit your clips this week. If you're looking for that aspect from a creative perspective, then yes, I would say this is the finale of the game. But yeah, I think you nailed it there by saying, if you bought the game on a discount, yes, yeah, pay for it, because that $40 makes up for that discount and it's worth it. But to spend $100 on this game right now, if you're just a casual rider, I don't know if that's the move. But yeah, it's still, that's not disparaging this update whatsoever. This is a powerhouse of a DLC. One of the first true DLCs that I felt this game has gotten. I know that we've had BMX and a couple others along the way, but this one feels so robust with so many different areas. You have the free to skate areas of the map. You have the brand new sports, and you have replay editor. You have new music. I mean, what else could they provide in a DLC package that would cause someone to say, yeah, okay, they did that right? Everyone that's naysaying on this whole package, why? What else could they have added realistically to make it worth your while?
I think also at the price too, again, because they don't have a battle pass, which I don't want them to have a battle pass, but for games that last 5 years, that's a good way to keep revenue coming in. I don't think their Riders Republic coins would be nearly as popular as Fortnite coins to buy stuff. So they're in that spot where adding the replay editor, because it was built differently than Steep, was a significant investment for them. And it's not something they can charge for, because if they charge for replay mode, no one's going to buy it, or it's not going to pay off. And then same with building the new area too. They could have made a separate map, or what we had in Steep, and then have to charge for the deck area, which again kind of fragments your player base. So they're providing the deck, the replay editor for free. They do have to charge a bit more for Skateboard to offset all of the development cost of those extra features.
Yeah, and I understand that the average gamer is not going to get that deep into the weeds to justify the cost of this game, but at the end of the day, this is a business and there are costs associated with everything. So to come out with something this robust, yeah, you need to keep it at that price point. But again, I don't see it staying at that premium, $40 DLC price point for very long. They might stay there through season 8. Who knows? We might see it through the holiday season because people are spending and they're trying to buy gifts, whatever else. But at some point, this will have to come down, and you'll see another spike, just like we did when the game was free to play, when it was heavily discounted. You're going to see a spike go back in community and riders that are coming back into the game. But hopefully that this is enough, and even just the free to access parts of this update are enough to bring some of those riders back so that they can see that the game is still being sourced out. It's still being fleshed out, and they're doing a really good job of it so far. So we're coming up on 1 year with Riders Republic. We're really looking forward to that cursory review of what we've gotten and how it's gone. But very excited for the future of this game after this DLC. It looks bright. This really feels like the game, like I said earlier, that we were promised from the original trailers. So well done, Ubisoft. Well done to the dev team and all the marketers over in NC. I think you nailed this one right on the head. And I I forgot to mention, please let us know down in the comments, of course, what you think about this update. We know that we do not speak for the entire community base. So if there's some constructive criticism you would like to provide down below, let us know. We do know that the devs are watching and reading those comments. So if you put it down there, it will be heard. Speaking of putting it down there, if you put your self-promo links down there in the link over to our Discord, you too can be featured in the Riders Roundup. This week, we have some heat coming from Monkey D. Tony yet again.
He is already an expert with the skateboard, and we also get to see some good use of the replay mode too. So we're already getting those skate tricks, the montages, and some of these edits with music that we wanted to see with the replay mode, so we can get different camera angles and different speeds on all of these tricks.
Yeah, go ahead and check out Monkey D. Tony's channel. 8.13K subscribers, 8,000 subs over there. Make sure that you are in the know and that you're not missing what he has thrown down. Trippin' is live now. Thank you very much for submitting. And thank you very much to Ian Hawk BMX, another pro who's going to play us out with his Season 8 montage. And
of course, we get to see him using the BMX in this brand new park, and we were waiting for this moment. He does not disappoint. And I just saw him land the front wheel on the Vans lettering, the wall, and then do a trick and pop back off. So I don't know what he's going to be doing in the next few weeks.
Well, I definitely know that he will be submitting to the Riders Republic Replay Challenge. Again, you can find those details down below in the link. Mitch touched upon it at news, but yeah, definitely get on board with that, and you two can be featured on the big screen. Stay up to date with Nick and Mitch, because the Tartiflet games will be returning soon. Might be another replay mode, a 30-second to a minute edit. Might be another format. So if you have any strong opinions on what our return to TFG should be, let us know, and it might very well come true. Thank you to Monkey D. Tony and Ian Hawk once again for submitting their clips, along with other community members who we were not able to get to this week. If you would like one of your videos to be featured in an upcoming episode, you can find the link to our Discord server down below, find the self-promo channel, and drop it there. But that's going to do it for episode 94 out of our first 100 guaranteed episodes. Thanks for joining us, and special thanks to our YouTube members for supporting us. Executive producers Bonecrusher 2D, Coach 34, Mama Bell, along with co-producers Captain Snowbeard and Kill a Vapor, and our fans and Fans Plus.
And if you want to become a member just like them, it helps support the channel. We put a lot of it to the music licensing that we do for all of our events, so we don't get all these copyright strikes, and of course all the assets we use. And you'll get stuff like early access to the show, emojis, badges, members only videos, sneak peeks, and more. But if not, just subscribe, because that helps us out as well. We see more and more growth with the subscribers, and that encourages us to keep going.
Yes, and you can also join us Thursday night at 9:30 p.m. Eastern for our coverage of is it the last or the second to last? It is the last. It is the last race in Bahrain of the Formula One 2023 season over at Midwest Esports. It has been a lot of fun to shoutcast those races. Again, that is live streamed on this channel, 9:30 p.m. Eastern on Thursday, October 12th. We hope to see you there. And we hope to see you back here, same place, same time next week for episode 95 of the Riders Report. I'm Nick.
And I'm Mitch.
And we'll see you on the slopes.